Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. When I began this video, I had things, well, all during the week, things were coming up. And then by the time I got to today, there was nothing. So I said, well, let's do a silent sit. But as I was setting up everything, then what came, something did come up. Or it's coming up, I'll put it like that. The topic is no state is absolute. Basically, every state that we're in is phenomenal. And what I mean when I say that is, like when there's this transitioning or this unveiling of the conditioning that we've been accustomed to, initially you will go through phases where you feel like sensations of happiness, joy. Well, we are happiness, but there's moments where there will be bliss. And but the thing about the bliss is that it comes and goes, and oftentimes it could be mistaken for your being, as you having a sense of your being. Oh, I've got it, and now it's gone. Oh, it's here, and now it's not. And we ever really leave, come and go? All things phenomenal comes and goes. So states of, I guess we can call it states of being, which being doesn't, but the states of being is phenomenal, where you're feeling blissful one day and then you're not. We should never not even get attached to the feeling of bliss, or certain feelings or emotions. They're all phenomenal. And in the beginning, I had the ideas that, something was being lost. It was, like I've lost something. I might have gotten stuck in the content text or the content of my mind, and it was veiled momentarily, and I felt like, yeah, I've lost myself. Oh no, it's lost. So I felt like it was something I had to do in order to get back to the state of being where I felt that bliss again. And this would go on back and forth, until there was a realization within myself that there's no way that I can come and go. I'm always here. States of being comes and goes. Sometimes there may be a feeling that comes, and of sadness or grief or anxiety. You may have different states initially, not even initially, because every now and then something could, a reflection or movement can happen in this space, and it can bring you back to a conditioned thought. And there's an emotion that accompanies with it. Just the recognition that there's an emotion. There's no story that needs to come behind it. There's a feeling of sadness, or if there's a feeling of anxiety, there's no story that needs to come with it. And without the story, you'll find that it will dissipate like the cloud that it is. There's no attachment to the emotions. There's no attachment to the sensations. Whether it's bliss, whether it's unhappiness, whether it's unsteadiness, whether there is the little bit of a sensation of what we would consider unshakiness, whatever it is, yeah, there's no attachment. When it comes, it's here now. And when it's not, it's gone now. But what cannot be shaken is us. We're here forever. I mean, it's limitless, the source that's within. And I say within, but it's not truly within. It's source within or without. everything emanates from the being. So the being is, it has no limits. It has no restrictions as emotions does, as thoughts does. Anytime anything comes into play, um, it's phenomenal. It vibrates, it moves, it changes, it stops, it goes. And a lot of times you'll hear people say that consciousness is always changing. And then you'll hear that, you know, the source never changes. It's the movement, the activity of what we call God, you know. That is always changing. That is phenomenal. That is full of content, context. But just the recognition of that will help you not, you know, not to feel down if there is a feeling of sadness, or if there is a feeling of what we call unsteadiness, and if there is, you know, an emotion that is perceived. Just recognize that that's all it is. It's just a feeling, and it will pass like the clouds in the sky. So I wanted to leave you with that. I really didn't have, well, let me see. It seems like something else. Life is full of changes. When I say life, I mean the content of life. Um, the movement, the activity of God. It is always changing. Um, but the source from which everything emanates, it's never changing. It always stays the same. So just the realization of that a lot of times will bring you back to home. And not back to, because we never left. We'll just remove the conditioning that we've had in the past. So when we are experiencing these times where there's an unsteadiness, or maybe there's a feeling of lack, maybe there's an perceived feeling of uncomfortability with yourself. Sometimes it's hard to sit with yourself because it is different. This is the times, those are, you know, and a lot of times what we tend to do is to try to fill up our day with activity, or these moments with activity. Recognize that when you're doing things, why are you doing them? I guess that's the question, why? We're filling up our day with activity because it's out of boredom. And those are the times where you should stop and just face it. Face the feelings of uncomfortability. Face those feelings, those emotions. Just sit with them, you know, until there's a recognition. Just sit with them and face them. Face the emotion or whatever uncomfortability that there may be coming up. The more you face them, the easier it is for the conditioning just to fall off, or the unveiling to happen. If you're avoiding, these are things that will allow the ego to persist. The ego loves the doing, or the avoidance, the resistance, of everything. And so basically, it's opposite when you finding home. It's not finding home, or we'll just say it like that. When you're on the path to home, which is really not a path, but ego will get in the way in the sense of doing. Oh, I'm bored, I need to do something. Avoiding, resisting, hiding, basically, so it can live again, live another day. But the things that we want to do when we're having feelings and emotions, it's really a letting go, is a relaxing into the being. And you can do that by observing the emotion, observing where it comes from, observing why you feel like it came up. All these things will help to dissipate the feelings, avoidance, and resistance to being able to sit with yourself. But anytime, if you want to know when you feel like doing is not the right thing, or not the best thing at the present moment, is if you're doing it out of enjoyment, or you're doing it out of avoidance, or boredom, of being bored, or resistance. So that's how you can look and see where you're at. Learn to sit with yourself. Sometimes it's not easy, and you may have to get up and move around and then come back to it. But these times where you can sit with yourself will become longer and longer, quieter and more quieter, more accepting, more letting go, more relaxing into. And so, I just wanted to leave you with that. This is another, and I guess I could stop saying it because mostly all of them are pretty much impromptu. And the videos that I have recorded with just me and the baby, I'm going to upload those too. For some reason, those don't get up. It's almost like, I don't know. I'll put those up too, because I do have footage that has just been sitting in my camera that I need to go ahead and upload. But I appreciate all of you. You're beautiful. Remember, you're beautiful. And thank you for watching this video. And I love you. Bye.